Hi friends, it's me Keisha and I am here with my All Tea All Shade Married to Medicine Season 8 Reunion Part 2. I didn't know that it was going to be a Part 3 to this bullshit next week. I'm like, can it be over already? Anywho, we pick up exactly where we left off on Part 1 of the reunion where not even Contessa, Quad revealed for Contessa that Contessa had filed for separation from Scott. So Scott is backstage acting like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. He acted like he was being ambushed. But then he admitted to the fact that they had discussed separation, but he says that she pulled back from it. Quad is still on stage speaking for Contessa as if she's her stenographer in court. I really didn't understand why this grown woman couldn't speak for herself. So Scott backstage was like, I know she ain't talking about Quad. Like, she got her motherfucking nerves, especially with the shit she'd been through in her relationship. That's pretty much what it seemed like he was trying to say. So Big Country, aka Jackie's husband, tells him like, stop, don't do it, don't go there. But the other man's like, say what you gotta say, sis. So Scott was like, I'm gonna leave if she talking this shit, because this is a sneak attack. Like, it came across to me like he didn't know that she was gonna bring up the separation. So he then leaves out of the green room. Quad is on stage and she says to Contessa, will you be honest about why you went to school? And so Contessa was like, what do you think? And I was like, girl, stop beating around the motherfucking bush. Say what the fuck it is. Stop trying to have everybody say the shit for you. So Quad was like, why is it so challenging for you to say what's going on? And Contessa was like, because women are brutal. No matter what I say, they put it on you. And I'm like, we all put it on you because you made yourself be the villain for the last few seasons. When it came to your relationship, especially from my mind's eye view, when I did my reviews, I was blaming Contessa because I was like, you up here leaving your family to go to school, like you always leaving. But we didn't have the context of you guys were dealing with problems heavily in your marriage and the disrespect and everything else that you're dealing with. We was only seeing the negative stuff coming from your side of it. We didn't know that Scott was a gaslighter, that he was manipulative, and that he damn near is mentally abusive. We didn't know any of this. So what were we supposed to think? If we only can go on what you show us on this show. But now that we know the truth, we know that there are deeper lining issues in your marriage that is real fucked up. So Scott gets his things to leave, but Big Country tells him to get his side out there to the world and not to go. So Scott listens. Back on stage, Quad was like, you separated and you went to school and you dug deeper. He separated and did whatever he chose to do, whatever that may be. Now, what does that mean? It seems to me like Quad knows a lot more than what she was saying. That part about he did whatever he chose to do. Did he cheat on her? What does that entail? Because it seems like she was saying you went to school, y'all separated, you tried to dig deeper and try to fix things. Meanwhile, he stayed separated and was doing him. That's what it sounded like to me. So Contessa was like, I thought I was giving him time. Scott backstage says, if you talking to Quad, how the hell she know before I know? So from his mind, he thinking that she's going through all the way with the separation at this point. Because before this, he thought that they were trying to work through things. But he thinking that she put Quad up to saying that she's going through with the separation on stage. So Scott and the guys then bum rush the stage, and he walks up on Contessa and he says, you shared something new with Quad that you didn't share with me. We didn't talk about that, but with the divorce, did we say we were going through with it, or we said we was going to work it out? And Contessa's like, that's what we're supposed to be doing now. So Scott was like, what I heard is that you were going through with it. And Contessa's like, she said separation. So Scott was like, if you're separated, you're divorced. To me, I'm not trying to go as far as they did with y'all talking about Simone and Cecil. You know how they almost had a divorce a few seasons back. So Contessa's like, everybody else is saying the same thing. These women are seeing I'm not crazy. There's a problem here. And he's still acting bewildered, like he don't know what's going on. Like this is just crazy to him. So neither of them could even tell us when she filed for divorce. One of them said a month ago, the other one said 6 months ago. Like, how do you not know something so important? And Quiet is looking like, these lying motherfuckers here. And somebody else made a funny face too. I think it might have been Heavenly and even Toya. So it's a lot that they're skipping and jumping hoops around and stuff that they're not saying and skirting around certain issues. It's all so confusing. And this ain't even my marriage. So I don't even know, child. So Toy was like, are you being faithful in your marriage? And I was like, about time somebody just asked the goddamn question. Scott was like, fuck yeah. I don't bit more believe that man, child, please. So Contessa was like, what's the one thing in life that I want from you? He was like, let me hear it. And she was like, no, like, we've been together for 16 years. You should know what I want from you the most. He was like, what did he say? Like, oh, continuity, you want me to be, you know, on it. And Toy was like, no, counseling. And Contessa's like, how did she get it? How did she know? Like, you don't hear me. You don't listen. And it's literally like Scott is living in a house by himself. Like, it's like anything this woman says or does goes in one ear and out the other. And to me, it's because he's not interested, and he's interested and focused on somebody else, child. So Scott was like, you don't think I put in the A for effort? And she just like, this nigga do not get it. Like, what the fuck? So Groot, aka Jackie, sitting over there crying, talking, because I've been through it. I know where they at. I know, I get it. I know. So Contessa says they live in a volatile home. And so Andy was like, what does that mean? And she was like, we go below the belt. We really say really mean things. And Scott was like, we fuss and fight, but it's not volatile. Like, it's like he disputes everything that she says to make it look better than what it actually is. Like, they shit is weird, bro. So Andy was like, Scott, you seem very blindsided. And he was like, I came out prematurely. Contessa was like, he's saying shut up, basically. Like, he don't want me to talk about this no more. So Scott was like, no, I'm gonna let y'all finish. I jumped to conclusions. So everybody was like, no, stay out of here, like, talk or whatever. Don't try to run away from the situation. So Contessa's like, you can't talk crazy to me and expect for me to still love you. Like, that's not how shit work. So Heavenly was like, Scott, why is there so many rumors? And he was like, as far as I know, there are none. And Heavenly was like, no, there are a lot. There are a lot of rumors. So he was like, show me some receipts. Like, this nigga is so cheating. It's so blatantly obvious that this man is cheating and got a boo thing. Like, oh my God, just take everybody out of their misery and just admit it. So he says that the whole thing with their daughter saying that he has a girlfriend stems from Siri on his phone. When he says, hey Siri, call my girlfriend, Siri says, who, Contessa, my love? Now the little girl said that that Siri was like, which one? Which girlfriend? So, child, and then this is where he put his foot in his mouth further. And he says, I had it on there at first, but then I took it off, but I put it back on there. Because Heavenly even says under her breath, like, this nigga switched this shit up. Like, boy, bye. And so he was like, I had it on there at first, but then I took it off and I put it back. Girl, you are lying. You are lying from the mouths of babes. That little girl knew exactly what the fuck she was saying. So even the guys off stage, like, get him off the stage, somebody. Where is the Sandman when you need him? Like, he is steady fucking up. Even they don't believe his ass. So Simone was like, when you stated you received DMs from women exposed and you responded, did you say that out of your own mouth? And Scott says, I never knew what a DM was until last year. Okay, girl. All right. So Andy was like, did you respond? He was like, if you sent like an oh shit picture, I probably was like, damn. Why would you say damn? You are a public figure. Your wife is on a nationally syndicated hit reality television show. Why would you put yourself in a position to respond damn? Because damn could be taken in so many different ways. You're lying. You're fucking around and you're making yourself and your wife look crazy. What the fuck? So Contessa like, social media ain't even remotely the problem. She was like, it's different philosophies on what marriage looks like is the problem with our relationship. She was like, same date, different year. This shit been going on for years now at this point. So Contessa was like, what in the entire fuck, Scott, when they go on a break? And she was like, you're trying to attack somebody who wasn't even attacking you, talking about Quad. He was like, I heard the wrong thing. I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. So backstage, here come Groot, trying to be Professor Ogilvy, trying to tell everybody what they should and shouldn't be doing. This bitch wrote one book and thinks she Dr. Phil. So here come group talk telling contestant that you manifest what you keep speaking. So contestant was like, it's funny because you say manifest, then on Instagram you tell me not to look like I'm happy. I thought that was manifesting. I'm trying to fake it until I make it. So I understood where contestant was coming from with that. Like, I'm not going to get on Instagram telling all my business to the world, telling everybody I'm sad, depressed, my husband treat me like shit, wah, 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 because then people going to be like, why are you telling us the world all your business? Keep that shit in the house. So, yeah, she going to get on social media. You're going to smile. You're going to post your pictures of, you know, whatever. You ain't going to be on there looking crazy. So, I understood where she was coming from with that. So, Groot says you can't complain and then go boom and then complain again. So contestant was like, I haven't complained about nothing. She was like, I've been around y'all for 4 years now. Y'all never heard me complaining, which is true. We didn't really hear her complain about her marriage up until the last 2 seasons. And she was like, stop putting it all on me if you're trying to be my friend. I have a lot of friends like that, which is why I've been in the same situation for 16 years. Stop telling me if it doesn't work out, it's something I didn't do right. You know, I've done everything that I can do. I don't matter. It's about my kids. Or whatever. And I hated what she said, that she didn't matter, because you do matter, because you have girls that are watching you and are learning what a wife is supposed to look like through you, and they're not getting the right example. You do matter. You really do. And it's fucked up if she has friends that have been telling her to stick it out and you need to do this and you need to do that. At some point, it's not about me no more, and it's about the other person. I've done everything that I could do, and obviously I'm not the problem anymore. It gets to a point where she's gonna have to throw in the towel at some point, like, because it can't continue on like this, because your children are watching you. So Heavenly was like, you know, this can't continue. And I was like, that's about the first thing we ever agreed on, Heavenly. So Quiet backstage tells Scott that she's not against him. He was like, oh, I know, I love you. Nigga, you don't like her ass. Like, stop being fake. So Toya is there for contestant backstage, and I'm really happy to see that they're back on good terms with each other. So then we head back on stage, and it's Jackie and Simone's segment. They both start crying after watching their montage. And Simone was like, you know, after Andy asked, you know, like, where are y'all at right now? Simone says, we're in a much better place. We talk and study together. I love Jackie, and I always will. Then we get to the point where Jackie says that she was offended when Simone invited Anila to Michael's graduation and didn't invite her, because she had said that she only invited close family and friends. Well, if you only invited close family and friends, why the fuck you invited Anila? Like, come on, Simone, I'm calling bullshit on there. You know exactly what you were doing when you invited Anila and didn't invite Jackie. That was a clear and blatant shot of, I don't fuck with you right about now, and I'm gonna make you feel it. Like, just be honest. So Heavenly was like, this is all bullshit. They do not speak the way they used to. She told all the tea. So Simone was like, but I said that. For anybody to say that we don't talk and study is bullshit. I don't think that she's lying with that. I just don't think that she's that they talk on a consistent everyday basis. They probably do talk once a week, once every few weeks. They probably do study a couple of times, you know, since, you know, filming has wrapped. But is it the way it used to be? No. Quad jumps in and says, I think they squashed it for TV. They have not hung out, and I think it's something deeper than what they're both avoiding, and I want to know what it is. So Simone was like, you use the word fake as if we made it for TV. That's not something I would do. Now, maybe that's something that you would do. She was like, I don't get paid to make up with anybody. We have some difficult topics that we need to tackle, which they do. There's a lot of hurt there. There's a lot of mistrust. And, yeah, there's a lot of that going on with Jackie and Simone. So Groot says that I have noticed that Simone will ride for Toya no matter what. What I hoped from Simone last year when I was being crucified about the whole Buffy situation is that she would have my back like that. And I'm like, Jackie, how many times do we, the public, have to tell you there wasn't no having your back with that? You were flat out wrong. And as friends, we should be able to hold each other accountable and say, yo, bro, you handled that wrong. You were dead ass wrong the way you spoke to that lady. You were all the way wrong. There's a difference between being a disloyal friend and having your friends back, because that is having your back by checking your friends when they need to be fucking checked. And I'm not going to hold your hand when you fucked up. Come on now. Like, stop trying to act like she just said, fuck you. You were wrong. And the fact that you keep on wanting her to have your back says to me that you still don't really see what you did was wrong. Like, come on now. So Simone was like, I came to you in Mexico. I'm not going to play this game with you with no fucking cameras around to say to you, you responded the way you responded at dinner. That is not you. I need for you to fix this. I came to your hotel room with no microphone, no camera, and said that shit last night does not represent you. And as a friend, that's what she was supposed to do. So here comes Group Thompson. You never went to the group though and said that's not who Jackie is. And as petty as it is, I took offense to that. Jackie, stop. Jackie, you're totally in the wrong in this situation. Why does she have to go to the group and say that's not the type of person that she is? We all know that was way, well, I don't think it was way out of character for her because Jackie been shady since season 1. But if your friends, these women that you have been filming this show with for 8 years should know that that is not you, if that's the case. Come on now. But Simone agrees and says that, you know, I should have did that. So Heavenly says that she and Simone don't speak, or that Simone rather doesn't speak to her. Simone says that, you know, she comments regularly about, you know, her teeth, this, that, and the third. That's why she can't really rock with her. Andy says, what would you do with her teeth? I was like, now why the fuck would you ask that, you shady old white man? So, at this point, I'm like, Jackie's sitting up here mad because she didn't have her back. But yet and still, you're friends with a bitch that sits up here and constantly talks about somebody that you've been friends with for 20-something odd years. And I know that there's a lot of you in the comment section that like to argue they all were friends. They all were best friends. Or Jackie and Heavenly have been close friends now or whatever. There's a difference. I've been best friends with my best friends for over almost 30 years. And I have friends that I am very close with, that I've been friends with for the last few years. Ain't no way in hell none of my friends that I've only been friends with for a few years will ever be comfortable enough to think that they can talk about my friends that I've had my whole life and think that we gonna still be friends. That's family. Those are my sisters. You know what I'm saying? That's not ever happening on no planet. And vice versa. We not rolling like that. Because if you would talk about them, you would talk about me. That's just not cool. We grown. You know what I'm saying? So Jackie doing all of this hen and high, but you friends with a bitch that constantly talk about your best friend of 20-something years of parents, and you just sitting there like, And you don't, and people wonder why Simone feels some type of way. Because if you would let a bitch talk about me like that, was you ever really my friend? Like, come on now. Like, I don't know. I don't roll like that. So I understand exactly where Simone coming from with this situation as far as Heavenly is concerned. I feel like Jackie is pulling at straws, trying to justify why she's still friends with a bitch that constantly dogs somebody that she's been friends with for over 20-something years. And I don't like it, Bernie. Quad says, is there a world where you and Jackie can be friends while she's still friends with Heavenly? Simone cracks, her voice cracks, and she was like, I think that once Heavenly and I are in a better place. And you can tell that she's very hurt by Heavenly and the things that Heavenly has said and done. Quad was like, why are you getting choked up right now? Simone was like, who's asking the questions, Andy? I thought you was running this reunion. And it's obvious at this point that Quad is looking for a job. Unemployment checks are drying up, child. But I actually think that Quad did a really good job and really got in there and ask the hard-hitting questions that need to be asked. So they need to look at maybe bringing her on as the new reunion host, because Andy don't really hold motherfuckers accountable. Where was I at? Simone says, you know, I think that, no, I'm sorry, I was in the wrong place. Simone says, you know, when I fall down and out with people, I fall hard. Meaning, you know, it's hard for me to let shit go. So Simone says that she's going to celebrate Heavenly's birthday, since she didn't get to go to her birthday party when they get back to Atlanta. And that she's going to invite Jackie so they can all sit down and her and Heavenly can have the conversations they need to have. So obviously we're going to get that on camera. Quad says, you know, I'm sorry. So then the men come out for their section. All the men tell Scott not to respond to DMs moving forward. And the fact that they got to tell this grown ass man that says a lot. Big Country says, you know, I don't know, you know, if you should block him or not. And everybody, all the ladies backstage, like, oh, like this nigga tripping. I was like, because Big Country still out here doing his damn thing. So, Andy asks about the life coach situation. And Big Country says that the explanation that Scott gave them made sense. And Cecil was like, you know, we checked them too, Andy. We checked them. So this is the explanation. Scott says, I made all of that up. I don't know if I was being immature saying she got a life coach before I did, but after we had that conversation, she knew I didn't have a life coach. And that was the explanation. Scott must think we in a slow class on a slow bus with one of them helmets on our head. Scott must think that nobody has street smarts or common sense. I don't know what in the fuck. Like, this nigga lies don't even make sense. Like, you had months to prepare yourself. And this is the bullshit you came up with? Girl, bye. I ain't got time for this. Contessa, if she stay with this nigga, that's all up on her. I'm tired of hearing her cry about the shit. You've been dealing with this shit, like you said, for 16 years. And if you ain't tired, bitch, don't complain about it no more. Because this nigga is blatantly disrespectful, a liar, and a cheat. And anybody with two eyes, hell, even Ray Charles could see past this bullshit. Bye for Scott and bye Contessa. Boy, bye. So that is my review on Married to Medicine season 8 reunion part 2. I give reunion part 2 a B+. It was good for the most part. Tell me what y'all think about the Simone, Heavenly, Jackie situation. What do you guys think about Contessa and Scott? Let's talk down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow, prayfully, for my Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review. Hopefully, I feel well. I'm going to get my vaccine shot tomorrow, vaccination shot tomorrow. So hopefully, it don't give me no bad side effects. But see you guys tomorrow. Love you, and the link to my latest book, It Was All a Dream, is down below in the description box. Love you guys. Bye.